Christmas brought so much joy, couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there's 295 days until Christmas, 2026. Oh, my goodness. Oh, we're getting closer every day. And it's good to be here today. Sorry I missed you last week, and we're a bit late today. You know, my job gets in the way, and I got to take care of those duties before I can take care of this. So it's good to see you here. I see some of our regulars have already stopped in to say hello. It's good to see you. Let's see. I think the first one in today was Darth Tedious. I love the name, Darth Tedious. That's me during the workday. Yeah, it's tedious. Sometimes it can be. Darth Tedious, good to see you. Let the hype flow. Yes. Dale, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you again. Nick, hey. Good to see you, Nick. Thanks for being here. Brett Phillips, hello there. Good to see you. Mumbo Jimbo, hello to all the fans of some movies that I also like. The good way to put that. You know, you're a fan of some of the movies that I also like, or I'm a fan of some of the movies that you also like. You know, how about that? Good to see you, Jim. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Star Wars, of course. There's Matt Risman. Matt, good to see you, as always. Nice to see you here. Yes, stream delay. And you're just trying to get yourself in trouble. I see you. I see Sabersmith. Hello. Yes, overall doing very well. It's great to be here. You know, I got very little to complain about, except I'm not, you know, financially in a place where I can retire. How about that? I got to keep working. So other than that, it's good. It's Friday afternoon, by the way. So that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Let's see. It's good to see you here. We've got several things to talk about today. I've got Bespin Bulletin's website up. Bespin, it's good to see him again. And as always, Bespin, if you happen to be around, you happen to hear us, you've got the link. Or if you don't have the link, I can send you the link. You can drop in. We can talk about Star Wars, get caught up on some of the news. Bespin, it's so good to see him. And just so you guys know, Jason Ward from Making Star Wars, I talk to him from time to time. We're just friends, you know. It's great to be some of the friends that we've made here in this community outside of just talking about Star Wars, care about the guy, right? And he reaches out to me. You guys are fantastic. You reach out to me sometimes just to see how I'm doing. It's great to see you. It's great. Word on the street. Wait, I missed it. Is that Matt Risman has some riz? I don't know. I don't know about that. Okay. And Seth, sup? Good to see you. We're going to talk about Maul Shadow Lord, and we're going to talk about that Shadow of Maul comic. If you were on our supporter stream, and by the way, if you're one of our patrons or our YouTube members, we have a weekly meeting on Wednesdays at noon. We get on a Zoom call and we talk about whatever we want to talk about. We talk about Star Wars. We talk about whatever, you know, the weather, anything, right? Vacations. It's just a time for some friends to hang out and talk about things. If I've got some Star Wars news or I've got some leaks or information that I know, I share it on those calls, and we have a good time hanging out together. This past Wednesday, we went through the Shadow of Maul comic together, and we had a really good discussion about it. It's an interesting setup for the show, and this show that starts before the next episode, next issue of the comic is released. So this comic ends just as that show is beginning. It's a prelude. It's a prequel to, and we'll talk about that in a little bit today because there were some interesting things in that that I think will help inform us as we get into the season. And uh, uh, thank you. This sweater, I like it. It's nice. Um, Thank you so much, Saber Smith. Um, but we're going to talk about some predictions. If you've been around the channel a while, you already know. If you're new to the channel, we love to do predictions when there's a new Star Wars show coming out, whether it's animated, live action. We do these predictions and we try to guess what's going to happen in the episode, and we try to make it specific to the content. I'll give you some examples here in just a minute. Nerd Mafia, hello. Oh, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. So we're going to do some predictions for Maul Shadow Lord. It's only 8 episodes, and it's 2 episodes a week. So I think we'll do the predictions by week, which means when we do the predictions, and you say, "Hey, something's going to happen," well, it could happen in one or both episodes. When we score it, we tend to score you can get a maximum of 1 point. So let's give you an example. If we do a predictions game and we say that Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to say, "Hello there," and there's 2 episodes of the show, and we see Kenobi on both episodes, and he says, "Hello there," twice, well, you get 1 point. Right? If he says it in only one of the episodes, not the other, you still just get the 1 point, right? So it's not a half a point, anything like that. We make it kind of simple, right? We try to make it fun. We try to make it fair and simple. So the way that we're going to do this, I'll get into it in just a little bit here, but we'll get into the details in a minute, and we'll review this together. Joel Davis, hello, a $5 super chat. Holy smokes! Thank you so much, Joel. I appreciate it. Any whispers you've heard of when or if Disney Lucasfilm are going to green light a film for 2028? Well, I understand, or I did hear when you talk about whispers, there was information that came out last year that about this time, March or April of 2026, we were going to go into production on the next movie. We know Starfighter wrapped production already. They're in post production, do pickups and stuff like that. So Starfighter's already in post production. They're supposed to be starting production on another film within the next, I'll say 60 days. Okay. That was what we initially heard. And what we had heard, and there were lots of rumors going around back and forth all over the place. Those rumors said that it was going to be the new Jedi Order movie with Rey. So I think there's some evidence that says that's not the case. At least because Daisy Ridley has several other film commitments over the next probably 6 months, 6 to 9 months. So if they're going to go into production on the next film, and if they're going to do that in the next 60 days, I'm not exactly sure what it would be. There's another movie that I've heard of. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna hang on. I know another bit of information that I've never shared and it's never been released. I've got a bit of an exclusive that I have not wanted to run with. I'm hoping that Bespin runs with it or Jason runs with it. I don't want to be that guy, right? That's not what I'm here for. But I do have some information and I've been sitting on it and just waiting on those guys to say something. So it could be, well, I don't know. Let's just put it that way. Okay. So that's all I know at this point. That's all I can say at this point. But thank you so much for the super chat, Joel. I appreciate it. Hey, and I saw some other folks. Uh, will it be like Andor with mini arcs each week? Well, Sabersmith, it is. I want to talk about Andor a little bit when we get into this Shadow of Maul comic. We're going to talk about Andor just a good bit there. Um, Robert's Archive. Hello. Oh, the predictions game. The bane of my Star Wars existence. Yes. Yes. It's fun. And let's see. I saw, there we go. We've got our friends here from uh, Stay on Target. And I saw your email, my friend. I do want to get together and do another show with you guys. I would absolutely love coming back on your show. We had such a great time talking about Star Wars the last time. Why wouldn't I? Right? It's so good. You guys are great hosts and really good people. And you love Star Wars. Me too. So let's do it. Let's do it. I'll send you an email when I kind of can narrow down the time frame. But make sure if you haven't, go check out Stay on Target. They're good people, even though they live in that state up north. We'll forgive them. We'll forgive them of that because they're Star Wars fans. So one balances out the other. There you go. Let's see what else we have. Everyone seems impressed either way. Starfighter, yes, Starfighter is going to be interesting, and we had a little bit of banter yesterday with a good friend of ours, and you may know him as Thrawn the Wise, or you know him as Sheev the Wise, and my good friend Sheev, he was going on about how this Mando Grogu movie needs to be blah blah blah, and I was like, "Oh, you be quiet." I mean, I'm making short of it. um, Look, this movie, Mando Grogu, is not a saga movie. It's not intended to be a saga movie. It's just not. It's going to be good. It is going to do some character development. It is going to move the story forward. But the caution is that people set their expectations way up here, and they're like, it's Star Wars. It needs to be a blockbuster. It needs to be a just epic, universe changing, lore developing movie. And this movie's not that. It's none of that. This isn't the return of Star Wars like we had when Force Awakens came out. It's not the return of Star Wars. Go see that movie before you go see any other that we saw when The Phantom Menace come out. If you were around, you know what I'm talking about. Right? There were movies that were releasing and they were saying, we'd love for you to go see our movie. Of course, you're going to go watch Star Wars first, but then it'd be great if you'd take some time and go see our movie too. This isn't that movie. It's not intended to be that movie. It's going to be great. And it's going to get a lot of fans to buy tickets and go see the movie at the theater. I think it's going to do quite well. I'm not like a $1.7 billion theatrical release like we had with Zootopia 2, but I'm also not a 300 million like Solo. I'm around. I think that it's safe to say this movie will clear 500 million. It's going to jump right over that, no problem. Will it hit the 1 billion? Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But as we get closer, we'll see. My point here too is that Starfighter is also not that movie. Starfighter is not a saga movie. It's not intended to be the return of Star Wars like we had Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. It's going to be a great Star Wars movie. And for some people, it's going to scratch the itch far better than Mando Grogu will, but it's not that movie. If you're looking for that movie, it hasn't hit the schedule yet. That movie that you're trying to build up doesn't exist in the pipeline as of today. So, set your expectations, reasonable, be reasonable. That's all. You say, but I'm a Star Wars fan. I don't have to be reasonable. Oh, fair. Go ahead. That's fine. You're going to be mad. You're going to be mad. Be mad. Go for it. I mean, there's going to be people that are going to do it. There are going to be people who are going to be mad no matter what. And, you know, if that's the way you just energize your day and you get yourself excited, be mad. Go for it. So Santa, you should get the Maul face makeup along with the red jumper. No. That's good. Santa's discussion facilitator, not a scooper. I try to, right? I try to be. And let's see. Awesome. We're excited. Yes, I'm excited for it too. Hello there, friends. Hope you guys are having a good week. Just listening to the show while opening the house up since it's 65 degrees. Well, that's great, Ben. That's a real Ben Maynard. Good to see you. I hope you enjoyed the fresh weather. They're Canadian? No, Nerd Mafia. I said the state up north, not that country up north, the state up north. If you live in Ohio, you know what I mean. If you live, especially in central Ohio, where I live, and you say that state up north, you could even say TSUN, right? You could see that on articles here locally. They'll put T-Sun in there. That means the state up north. And you know what that is because nobody wants to use that letter that starts off that state name. And so you can say TSUN and not use that letter. Like you don't even have to do that. So yeah, I see you guys. I see you. Very good. Let's see if I get caught up. We like to say we're from Hoth and lots of snow. You're not quite. Like if you were in the UP, the Upper Peninsula, boy, I would give you Hoth. The Upper Peninsula is no joke up there. It is beautiful up there. You go across that bridge, you get into the Upper Peninsula. Holy smokes, that's God's country up there. It's wilderness. It's beautiful. And do they get some snow? Yes, they do. Lots of it. They're right in between Lake Superior and Lake Michigan, and they just get plenty of snow. Plenty. Cat Bane's alive. Of course he's yes. So, what's there to be mad about this week for Star Wars? I've been out of the loop. I need to get informed. Exactly. There you go. Let's see. Just get caught up. See, Matt Risman, he's an equal opportunity harasser. All right, Matt will harass anybody. He gives me a hard time. He gives Coach a hard time. My goodness, one time I saw Coach, he hurt his feelings. He said he had like chipmunk cheeks, and Coach is like, "Wait, what? Why the hate?" Matt, he just that's what he does, and he's good friends with the Stay on Target folks, and look, he hazes them too, right? There's Dustin. Hey, good to see you. Talking about those guys from up north. I've said it for the last 2 or 3 years now. This movie, no matter what, considering the state of Star Wars, is going to make 450 to 700 million. That's the range. No more, no less. Hey, I think you're safe. If I were to take Las Vegas odds, I would say you're right there. I'd say you're right there. Yeah. I think the low side on your low side is probably too low, but I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. 850 billion. No, not billion, maybe million. 850 million. Maybe. I'm just hoping for some good movies. I don't care what they bring in millions or billions. Well, yeah, I love the sequel trilogy, and I don't care who hates them. Right? I love them, and when I watch them, they make me happy. Eh, you don't like them? Fine. Meg doesn't like them? Fine. I mean, that's okay. I still love her, right? We're still friends. We're still friends. Um, yes, happy with a fun. Instead of Star Wars Force Origins story, he's doing Swamp Thing. Uh-oh, my phone's going off here. What's going on here? Oh, I can't pick up. I'm getting a phone call from work. Sorry about that. I cannot pick up. I'll catch it later. Um, let's see. Yeah, see, I learned something new I've never heard about. That state up north. There you go. Yeah, yeah. You live in the state up north, and you never heard of that? Yeah. There's TTUN. That's that team up north, and there's TSUN. That's state up north. So TSUN, TTUN. It's basically the same thing, but the TTUN is way worse than the TSUN, right? Like Big Ten hoops regular season champs. Yeah, we're having good fun. Let's see. I just want to get caught up. Oh, there you go. See, Jim knows. Jim knows the way it is. I watched through Tartakovsky's Primal series he did. It's an anime, and man, that's one thing I'm mad about. I want him back in Star Wars. Um, I'll say it's not impossible. I don't know that that's the case, but I don't think it's impossible. Hello there. Hi, Hodja. Good to see you. Hello, Star Wars Santa and Little Miss Peanut. Yes, Peanut is back there. She's right over there. She's watching. She's listening to the show, and she's been over there making noise. I don't know if you guys can hear her or not, but she's right over yonder. She may come over and visit at some point. We'll see. All right. Shall we get into some content? Shall we? Share some things? I want to get into this comic, right? And I want to show you some things. I want to show you. Let me share my screen and show you this Maul. This is the Shadow of Maul comic. It's one of 5, and there's this comic has got especially at the beginning, a lot of similarities to Andor season 1. Season 1, episode 1, but also further through the season. If you liked Andor, the grittiness, the dark, the just bowels of Coruscant, well, we get a similar kind of setup, and you'll see it here where this main character, this guy here you see on the screen, and his name's Lawson. He's a captain, and he's one of the he's one of the main characters. And I want to get just a page or two in. You can see right here in this center panel, and you guys have probably seen this in other stuff, but in this center panel there, it's very much like when we saw Cassian Andor in season 1, episode 1. He's going through the streets there. It's raining. It's raining here. It's kind of industrial. It has an industrial feel. It's got all of that going on. And then you've got this other situation over here on the left panel. Over there, you've got a young Imperial ISB agent, right? And a young Imperial officer who is not too happy about some Imperial officers being killed and taken hostage, missing. They're missing in action. We got one dead and one missing in action, and he's not happy about it. He's interrogating. He's going to find it. He's going to get to the root of it. Like Cyril Karn, right? Cyril was like, man, those guys died. I'm not going to let go of it. And Cyril just chased it down, right? This guy reminds me of Cyril, and we were talking about it Wednesday. He's he's not happy, and he's young. He's trying to make a name for himself, and he's adamant that they're going to get to the root of this issue. The guy he's interrogating is a captain. He's a good guy. He's not a casting the Endor type, but he's on the same side. And this captain is not having it. And he's like, "You're a young, wet behind the ears, not playing with you." Right. So he goes on his way, and we learn some things as we go through here. Again, you kind of see here where this captain goes into the bar. The bar gave me the same vibe that the bar that Cassie and Andor went to in episode 1 of season 1. It's very similar. He goes in there, and there's some shady folks involved, and they get into a little bit of a hustle, or rustle, a tussle. That's the word. They get into a little bit of a tussle. There's a little bit of a fight, and we this is his sidekick, two boots. He's two boots. We got a droid that wears like uh farming boots, right? They remind me of slop boots, like big rubber boots you'd wear out in the mud. That's but two boots there, and they get in this little tussle. There's some illegal, buying and selling of stuff going on there, and lots of things happen. This dude here, the blonde dude, he gets killed later in the comic. The other dude, he goes missing, and that's what the guy is upset about, right? So this is a look back, right? So we get a little look back here on what happened, and then you learn. And I think this is very important too. You can see in this panel here. I'm just going to zoom in on it. This panel here, we got 3 cartel leaders. We got a Powan. We got a there on the right. In the middle is that three-eyed horse face guy. I looked it up the other day. What's the species of those people? I can't remember. Maybe you guys know offhand. And then on the left is this fish-looking guy. I don't know what he is, but they each lead a cartel. And a grand. That's it. Thanks, Jim. Jim remembers. Good job. So we get the grand there in the middle. We got a Powan on the right, a grand in the middle, and then on the left is this fish-looking guy. They're all cartel leaders, and we know by the time we get to Solo that Maul is he's an important dude with cartels, right? Syndicates. Right? So these 3 syndicate leaders are on this planet. Let's see if I can get back to just the full page look. So that's what's going on. We end up with this whole story. The entire comic takes place. We're learning kind of the backstory of what's happening. There's fighting going on, and you get to the very end, and you see it says "to be continued." The last page of the comic, Maul shows up. Right? He steals a ship from a guy. He says, "That'll be great. I'll take it," and he takes it. Kills him, and off he goes. I think that in the trailer we see this ship when he lights the saber and comes down the ramp. I think it's the same ship, and he's headed to this same planet, Ferrix. So that's the next issue comes out 2 days after the first show. So this sets up for the predictions game, right? So that's the comic. And now I want to show you what I have in mind for the predictions game for this season. When we were in Andor, we did a game essentially like bingo, right? BINGO, ANDOR. And the game involved making 24 options from the list, right? There was a long list. If you went through, I'll show you. There's this long list of options you could pick from. All of these things, you picked 24 of them that you thought would happen, right? And you just check them, right? This is going to happen or that's going to happen. And then your answers are tallied into a bingo card. Looks like this. Anything that you chose would show up on the bingo card. You got your free space in the middle. And then if you got a diagonal or straight across, you got a bonus point. Right? So in this case, this says 2 bonus points. Right? Can you see it? There's the 5 across and there's the 5 up and down. So there were 19 green spaces plus 2 bonus points for a total of 21 points. That's how the game worked. So what I'm thinking is we're going into Maul. 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 How about a Connect 4? Maul, Connect 4. It's the same idea. In case instead of picking 24 answers, you'll have to pick 18, right? 4 times 4, 18. You 16. 4, 8, 16. 16. You have to pick 16 out of the list, which means we need to have at least 30 in our list, right? You'll pick 16 and they get randomized on a bingo card. In this case, it'll be a Connect 4 card. And your 16 answers will be randomized on there. And when we watch the previews, we'll check all the things that happened. For each thing that happened and that you predicted, you get a point. And then for every Connect 4, right? Connect 4 is across, up and down. You'll get, diagonal and up and across. You'll get a bonus point. So if you completed the whole card, you got all 16 of them right. Well, you get tons of them, right? You get 16 points plus 4, 8, 10, 10. 16 plus 10. You get 26 if your entire card went green, right? And then each week we'll go through the predictions and do that. So I'm trying to come up with as many predicting scenarios that we could get for the show, right? And some of them can be quite easy. Some of them can be kind of stretch goals, if you want to say. I put some of them on Discord. If you want to go to Discord, I started a thread under the Maul Shadow Lord channel. So be sure to follow our Discord. The link is in the description of the show. And I think if in the chat you put exclamation point Discord, all lowercase, exclamation point Discord, it'll put the link to the Discord in the chat. Join our Discord. It's free. You don't have to be a supporter or a member, right? You can join the Discord and give us some predictions. What do you think might happen, right? So I started it. I put Ahsoka's in the episode. Yeah, that's probably a stretch one, right? Thanks, Dale. I appreciate it. Maul says Kenobi, right? There's another one. I don't think that's going to happen, but we could put it on the card, right? We need lots of them anyway. Mention of the Emperor. That could happen. Mention of the Emperor. Vader makes an appearance. It could happen. Might happen. Is it probable? I don't know. What do you think? The next one I put, Vader is mentioned, but does not make an appearance. Well, we could do the same thing with the Emperor. We could say the Emperor makes an appearance, or there's mention of the Emperor, but it doesn't make an appearance. We have the there's a thing here about the apprentice. We can make predictions about the apprentice. We need lots of them. So join our Discord, get in the discussion, give us lots of things. I'll put them on the card. You can pick your 16 each week. There's 4 weeks, and we will we'll assess them as we go. Right, we'll assess them as we go. So it looks like the bot is not working to answer from the Discord. I should have shown up. I saw Dale put it in the chat, but the chat bot didn't answer. I'll have to go look if it just got turned off or what's going on there. Yeah, Kira. Kira could be in it. Should be pretty young. This is a good bit yet before Solo, but sure, she could be. Um, um, Han Solo, he's alive, and would he be in the show? I don't. I doubt it. Um, um, Same with like Luke and Leia, right? Empire Day. We're past the Empire Day, so they're born. I just don't think they're going to be in it, right? Uh, yeah. So those are the things we can kind of look into. Yeah, Kira. Yeah. Uh, I see. It depends where you put the hash. I got it. I got it. I had you. So we need lots of predictions. We need to get. I think 30 of them would be great. Um, what's going to happen? What do you think? I showed you the comic, right? So the comic kind of sets up the environment. What's going on? We've got 3 syndicates on the planet. Perhaps we could say Maul defeats a syndicate leader. How about that? There's 3 of them. I would bet that by the end of it, he takes out all 3. Yeah, there you go. That's the game. That's what we're going to try to do. It should be fun, and we don't want to take it too seriously, and at the same time, we want it to be fun. We want it to be fun, and they don't all have to be give me answers. We can have some stretch ones. That's good. Some improbable ones. That's good as well. Nobody may pick them, but if you do, you get it right, you'll get a point. Nobody else will, right? So those are good fun. All right, so that's the predictions game. We're going to start putting it together. We've just got a couple weeks before the show starts, so let's get going. Let's do it. And we'll talk more about it as we get closer. There's a bunch of Star Wars news that also came out this week, so I want to jump into that a little bit here, and let me share my screen again. Bespin Bulletin. Right here, our good friend Bespin Bulletin has been posting tons of things again. Started with the Mandalorian and Grogu cover story and images. Well, so Empire Magazine is uh, premiering uh, an episode or article that's coming up next week in their next issue of Empire Magazine. So there was this big build up to this week, yesterday, that this Empire Magazine is going to release some stuff. Well, what they released is a teaser for the episode or the issue that comes out next week. So we have to wait a little bit to get the full story. They did give us a little bit from like the cover photos. I wouldn't say there's a lot to get excited about in the cover photos, but very much looking forward to the article. They're teasing that they're going to get into um, interviews with Pedro and um, uh, Sigourney Weaver, Dave, John, all those folks are involved in the interview. Curious to see, anxious to read that story. So that's coming. Then we've got these figures being released. Now, these Black Series figures were announced this week. We're hoping that we get them for vintage collection. If you know me, I've got all these figures back here on the shelf, except for the Ray ones. Right, they're all like vintage collection. Now I've got Ray Black Series, I've got a Ray Hot Toy, and I've got Ray plush. I got all kinds of Ray stuff up there. But these are Black Series figures, and they've got these 3. Let's see if we can get. We got Shadow Lord Maul, the 11th brother, Devin Izara, and Rook Cast. Now, this Devin Izara, this is the one that everybody's wondering, is this going to be Darth Talon, right? I don't think she's the right color to be Darth Talon, and I don't think she's going to be, a canon version of Darth Talon. However, I did hear a real good um, uh, speculation. And I was watching it just a little bit earlier today. Speculation says that Maul and this Izara could have a child who's a girl who grows up about the time of the new Jedi Order and becomes a dark side threat to Rey, and Rey could partner with Grogu at that point because Din Djarin is going to be quite old. Bo-Katan is going to be quite old. But we could have a new generation of Mandalorians. We could have new Jedi, and we could have a a child born from this Izara and Maul, who becomes the canon version of Darth Talon. Now, the interesting thing with that is that there would be a problem. If you know Maul, he was cut off above the reproductive area. So it would have to be done a different way, not the traditional way, if you will, right? So that's, oh my goodness. So there's that. Anyway, there's possibilities. The Mando Grogu leaked images are debunked. So there was a bunch of images that went around of Stinky, right? Who um Seth already pre-ordered all of them. This is, what do you think Maul's horns are for? Yeah. could a young Balin Skull make an appearance? Well, put it in the predictions. That's a good one, Robert's Archive. A young Balin Skull makes an appearance in the show. I like that. I like it so much. That's a good one. Anyway, there were these images going around of Rada the Hutt that seemed to be in a bit more detail than we had before. They're fake. That's all. Those are fake. That's that story. This one is kind of breaking. James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi movie may have been canceled. I got word of this earlier this week. Somebody hit me up and said, "Hey, I heard that this thing is dead." I said, I haven't heard anything. And then what you know, Bespin Bulletin, he posts on there that also, and this came from the hot mic with Jeff Snyder. Jeff said he heard that it may be dead. The word dead is the one that's going around. Dawn of the Jedi, James Mangold's movie, could very well be dead. That's what they're saying. It's not been confirmed, but now we've got different sources coming out from the same thing. And I mentioned this before. In the leaking world, it tends to be a pretty small community. And sometimes, like, this guy sitting in the basement in mid Ohio will hear something, and like Roca will hear something. And the thing we heard sources back to the same person. You say, how does John Roca know Star Wars Santa? He doesn't. John Roca doesn't know I exist. I promise you. He doesn't have any clue that I exist. But a lot of times they source back to the same place, and it just comes out of like a couple of friends, right? So it's very possible this, is just coming from one person and it's starting to get out. Bespin reports it similarly. He says that he kind of heard it earlier from one of his sources, and then it came out from the hot mic here as well. And I want to find where Bespin put this in his. Here it says, earlier this week, news broke from HBO that Willimon would be creating Games of Thrones film. With this surprise, a fan asked Jeff Snyder if the film was over, the Dawn of the Jedi. And Mangold at Roca says, I just heard that it's like dead. That's the term. That's also the word that somebody said to me. They said dead. Same word. But it doesn't sound good. He goes on. Says, as you read, it's not confirmation it's done for. It's just something someone told Jeff, and not a source which has been reliable when it comes to Star Wars reporting. Jeff will report things he believes are true, and the podcast is not where he shares his reporting more rumors than leaks. So it came at that. But Bestman says, however, earlier that day, a Twitter account that has a couple of small Star Wars scoops echoed Jeff. Said, Fives Walker said, I'm hearing James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi is dead. Okay, that's a second source. This Fives Walker says dead. No other than that right now. It's interesting timing. Same information coming from two places. Oh, I thought that Bestman said he had heard it too. Maybe not. He just says personally. So I was going back. I could have swore that Bestman said that he had heard it himself. Nope, I was wrong. So I heard it. These other people said it. Maybe it's come from the same place, but the word "dead" is the one that's being used, which makes me think it might be the same source feeding these different outlets. Not sure. Star Wars KOTOR remake still in active development. Developer confirms. Now, this just came out today. KOTOR remake still in active development. That's great news for fans of that game. It could be really good news for gamers that if this thing could go. And then new Star Wars Starfighter actor loves the film as a new details start to emerge. This is again just from today. I haven't read the story yet. From what I understand, it's pretty minor. But let me get caught up in the chat, and we'll read this together. Yeah, he's doing Swamp Thing. If it's true, it makes me think what I thought initially. Dave potentially putting his direction on the company. It could be, or it could just be that James Mangold is like, "Here's what I got. See ya. Have a good time. Do with it what you will." Right? And since that it could be as simple as that. Chances of Starfighter teaser at the end of the year at D23. Seth, I think it's low. I heard TRB talking about this. I'm good. I love TRB. I think they do a great job. They're fun to listen to. But James and Lacey were on different pages on this. Not James. James left. John and Lacey were talking about it. John thinks no. Lacey thinks yes. But we'll see. Or I may have that backward. I was just listening today. I think the chances of a Starfighter teaser, I would say greater than 50%. I think greater than 50%. You got to remember the filming is done. They're in post-production. They're doing pickups and stuff like that. A teaser, just from a very simple point of view, could be, very minor, right? And they just give people a little 5-second, 15-second kind of look at it. It could even just be like behind the camera, shooting on, on the water somewhere. I think better than 50% chance. Yeah. Also, on a serious note, the movie might just just flat out gotten taken out because of the fact last time James partnered with Disney, it was one of the biggest box office disasters in history. Oh, yeah, there's that. People forget the aspect about James. Indiana Jones was a Titanic level disaster. I think there were several things that led to that, though. The movie's not that bad. I watched it. That last Indiana Jones movie, it wasn't terrible. It's enjoyable. I think it's better than Crystal Skull, in my own opinion. It's all right. But what are the odds an actor in a film says that he loves the film? That doesn't happen often. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, John. Yeah, you got it. Dawn of the Jedi would be so challenging to make without major controversy. There's the problem. You can't hardly do anything anymore without controversy, right? Best not to try and explain the origins without George. That's a really good point, Dustin. If you're going to do the origins of the Jedi, the entire Jedi Order, the principles of the Force and how the Force works. You're going to start at the very genesis of it, right? You're going to start at the very foundation of it that everything is built from, and you're going to do that without George. Yikes. There's certain content creators on this platform who have more than 2 million subscribers who would be a little bit what's the best word to say, judgmental, right? They would be a little harsh about that, right? Ryan Gosling in a Star Wars film. I honestly don't think Disney would botch that advertising. Yeah, I think that better than 50% chance. I'd laugh if The Water Planet is about 2 minutes of the film. that would be good. Robert's Archive. James Mangold is a seasoned filmmaker with hits on his resume. He's still busy working. It's not like he's sitting at home doing nothing. Yeah, he's busy with other projects is the problem. Maybe George already wrote the Jedi Origins and they're just adapting it. It could be an adaptation of George's stuff. Look who showed up. Mike Porter, the legendary, the chosen pun himself. Good to see you, my friend. How's life down there in Georgia? Right? You're in Georgia. Yeah. How are things going for you, my friend? Good to see you. Missed the opportunity if they don't do some sort of Project Hail Mary cross promo. I am super excited about Project Hail Mary, by the way. Super excited about that. Let's see. Yeah. Just finished lunch. Okay. Let's look at this article here from Bespin about the Starfighter actor who loves the film as new details emerge. I don't know if you guys can read the font here. It looks pretty small on my preview. Is that better? That looks better. Starfighter is continuing to shape up as many fans' most anticipated project due to details coming out about it. Next year's Star Wars blockbuster wrapped filming at the end of last year. And again, this term whilst. I think Bespin gets paid for every instance of whilst he puts in an article because it's in almost every single article. Bespin's getting bonus content for every time he says whilst. Says, I'm looking for whilst again. Next year's blockbuster, and whilst little plot points are known, the feeling from what cast and crew have said is spark, which we have not seen in some time. Now we have another cast member beaming with positivity about what we'll see. British actor Daniel Ings was announced to be part of the cast, and his role within the film's been kept secret. It's under wraps. However, in a new interview with Screen Rant, he told the outlet a few details of what he did in the film. According to the actor, a majority of his acting was done with Ryan Gosling. So that confirms two characters will spend screen time together. He adds Gosling was playful and hunting for interesting moments. The same can be said for the movie's director, Sean Levy. Ings recalls nervously reading his parts with Levy due to the pressure of it being Star Wars. The director helped remove the nerves by being inherently playful. So they had a good working environment. And it was fun, right? I loved it. So I felt excellent about it. In terms of how the film felt, he said it's sort of a punk feel to it. The film set was full of hundreds of people in costumes, along with droids rolling around. Rolling. Well, there you go. There's a thing. And animatronic heads is also quizzed on the film's ending, which was revealed recently changed. Ings said it felt great. I felt tremendous about it. I loved it. And I got nothing to add here. I got nothing. No issues from me. And then in other Starfighter news, Gosling revealed why he decided to take on the role. And he reported on that before. So, and it's been confirmed this is being released in IMAX format. So there's that to look forward to. And then lastly, and before we kind of call it a day and get on out of here, it says a new Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu Rada image and helmet removal scenes make perfect sense, says Pedro Pascal. Scenes from The Mandalorian and Grogu involving the hero Mando removing his helmet were difficult to set up, but made perfect sense when it was worked out, according to Jon Favreau. Plus, we have a new image of Rada the Hutt. The recent Mandalorian Grogu trailer showed Din Djarin without his helmet. Right, it gets taken off of him, and we also see him later in a scene without the helmet, presumably, still part of the same sequence. Fans have been desperate to see Pedro reprise his role as the bounty hunter, so it seems like this film will deliver. But why now? Jon Favreau told Empire Magazine, we'll see that next week, it was a tricky choice to make. The reason being that despite wanting to see his face, the archetype is that of the helmet. And they need to find a solution to do it without undermining everything we developed about Mandalorian Creed. Well, there's two creeds, aren't there? I mean, there's the followers of like Rookcast and the Maul DeLoreans. We'll see some of that. That's another thing. We'll see Maul DeLoreans in Maul Shadow Lord. What you think we will? Will Rookcast be in it? Of course, we've seen Rookcast, but that's the thing you can put in the predictions. The reason being is despite wanting to see, there's a good reason. For Pascal himself, the motivation for Din being unmasked felt just right. He recounted finding out he'd get to play Din unhelmeted on a video call with Favreau. Why Din removes his helmet in the film is still under wraps. Well, we saw it taken off of him. Does he remove it, or it's just taken off of him? That's the question. And will he be more of a traditional Mandalorian, like Bo-Katan and why did I just draw a blank on her name? The others, but who take off the helmets as they need it. All of the Night Owls, for example, they all take off their helmets when they don't need them on. So will he be more of that faction, or will he remain true to his own faction, or the one he was raised in, I should say? That's the question. It makes perfect sense, and personally, he hoped was the reason for such removal. We'll have to wait until May to find out why he removes his helmet once again. And there's the scene I was talking about. You see, like I suppose it's in that same arc when it was taken off of him, and then he finds himself in this confrontation. If I were to pitch something, I would say the only thing that makes sense is ... and that's exactly it. He filled in the blank. I said immediately, John, that's exactly what I was hoping to hear. Pedro Pascal said. Just like season 3, Mando is also performed by Lateef Crowder and Brendan Wayne. And according to Empire, Pedro is the one in the armor a lot of the time. This might raise some eyebrows given Pascal was busy filming The Last of Us and Fantastic Four. You can't have a Bespin Bulletin article without whilst. There it is again. Whilst Star Wars was filming. Favreau mentions that Pedro was made to be more physical as Mando this time around. And there's a Rada reveal. It says, after AI-generated images went viral, ILM debunked them. We now have an actual promo image of Jabba's son right here. So there you go. A real photo released by Empire Magazine from Lucasfilm of Rada the Hutt right there. And honestly, they're not all that different from those AI generated ones. Rada will speak a little bit of Huttese, but mostly basic, says the actor. All the information comes from Empire Magazine's cover, blah, blah, blah. And all of this is going on sale next week. And there is a rumor the film will premiere at Cannes Film Festival, and much like Solo's Star Wars story, plus a trailer with alternate scenes is currently playing at cinemas before Disney's Hoppers. You can get a look at the description here. So there you go. The latest on the helmet coming off. And, I made my own predictions about this. I was thinking, if you go back and rewatch season 3 of The Mandalorian, you see that Din pledges himself to follow Bo-Katan. He pledges himself to her leading, to her um, uh, faction, whatever. He promises, he pledges, he does this kind of thing. I pledge myself to you, my lady, kind of thing. So if he's following her, and Din Grogu is not going to wear a helmet, how firm will Din Djarin hold fast to the teaching of wearing the helmet? Or has his eyes been opened to a different way since he's no longer a part of, not bound to that tradition to remain fully Mandalorian? Right? His thought was only legitimate Mandalorians are the ones who wear their helmet. You take it off, you're not. Well, now he learns not only can you still be, right? He learned that from Boba Fett through his chain code. He also learned that from Bo-Katan, and he pledged himself to her. So maybe he will give up that belief system. So there you go. There you go. That's it. That's the news for the day. What else we got? Rada does look good. I think he looks good too. I'm anxious for it. We need a Rada luck. Oh, very good. Scooby-Doo, a little Scooby-Doo there, Mike Porter. A Rada luck. Yeah, Scooby-Doo. Very good. Anything else, you guys? Anything you're anxious to know? Anything going on that you want to discuss, or we're going to wrap it up? We've been here for about an hour, kind of going quickly through some things, shared a little bit of what I know, and just have fun hanging out with all of you. So I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. I hope you have a wonderful day. And as we're able, we have more news to share. We'll be happy to share it with you. Again, if you're one of our supporters, you're one of our patrons, consider joining us on our Wednesday meetings where we get together and we talk about things. So it'd be great to see you. Stoked about the trivia game. Yeah, but thanks for the reminder on that, Mumbo Jimbo. Be sure to join our Patreon, right? The link, it kind of goes by here quickly, but the link is in the description. Just go to the description right here. Find the link for our Discord. Come join our Discord. Get into the Maul Shadow Lord channel and give us some Connect 4 predictions. We're going to do Maul Connect 4. Give us some predictions to work from. Right? Rookcast is in the episode. You could put that in there. We know Rookcast is going to be, but when? You could also put that Apprentice is going to be in the episode. Yeah, whatever. All that. That'd be great. It's been super fun. Missed hanging out with you all 2 weeks ago. Thanks, and I look forward to joining you guys on Stay On Target very soon. So you guys have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for the conversation. Let other folks know what we're doing here, and I can't wait to talk to you about Star Wars again next time. So until then, my friends, Merry Christmas, and may the Force be with you always. Bye bye now.